In this lesson, we're going to be working with multiplying and dividing integers. Now, you already know that integers are essentially whole numbers from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're negative components, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. And that's the idea here, is what do we do with those signs? Prior to this, I'm sure you've already worked with adding or subtracting integers and what to do when the signs are the same or what to do when the signs are different. And to be honest with you, it's actually even simpler to deal with the signs with multiplication and division than it was for addition and subtraction. And it all comes down to two basic rules. If the signs are the same, the answer is positive. Positive 3 times positive 4 is a positive 12. A negative 2 times a negative 3 is a positive 6. As long as the two signs of what you're multiplying or what you're dividing are the same, the answer is positive. But if the signs are different, the answer will be negative. Positive 12 divided by a negative 3 is a negative 4. Negative 6 divided by a positive 2 is a negative 8. So that's the big idea. Signs are the same, positive. Even if they're both negative, if they're the same, positive. Signs are different, and it doesn't matter which one's bigger, but if the signs are different, the answer is going to be negative. And when you're working a problem like this, I always like to just get that whole part about what sign the answer is going to be out of the way first. We have a negative 5 and a negative 8. Negative 5, negative 8. They're both negative. They're the same. And anytime you have the two numbers the same, the answer is going to be positive. Well, now that we've established the answer is positive, we can just multiply them together. What's 5 times 8? 40. What kind of 40? Well, we already said it's a positive 40. Let's look at the next one. This is a positive 12 and a negative 3. Positive and a negative. The signs are different. And like we said earlier, whenever the signs are different, the answer is going to be negative. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that negative sign down there. At least I know the answer is going to be negative, whatever that's going to be. But let's go ahead and find out what that number is. 12 times 3, 36. Positive 12 times negative 3 is a negative 36. And the last problem on this page, oh, wait a second. We have 3 numbers. That's okay. We're just going to do them a turn at a time. Let's look at the first two. Positive 4 and positive 3. Positive times a positive. They're the same sign, so that's going to be a positive. And what's next? A negative 2. We have a positive something, don't know what it is yet. It's a positive something times a negative 2. Positive something times negative 2, positive, negative, different signs. So the final answer to this problem is going to be negative. Don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be a negative something. Let's see what it is going to be. Let's do this a piece in turn. 4 times 3, that's 12. And there's a 2 there. And 2 times 12, well, that's 24. Final answer to this problem is a negative 24. And the rules work the same for a division problem as well. The signs are the same, it's a positive answer. Signs are different, it's a negative answer. We have a negative 36 and a positive 4. Negative, positive, they're different. Answer is going to be negative. So now we just look at the numbers. 36 and 4. 36 divided by 4 is 9. The answer is -9. Here we have division written as a fraction. Fractions are basically just division in disguise. We have a -121 divided by -11. Negative divided by negative. The answer here is going to be positive. If you need to put a little plus sign here to remind yourself of that as you're working on it, that's okay too. In fact, it's technically okay to even leave that in your final answer, but depending on who's asking the question, they might want you to clean that up a little bit. So we know the answer is positive. 121 divided by 11 is 11. So we know it's a positive 11, which I'm going to go ahead and clean that up. It's just 11. We can get rid of that plus sign because it's unnecessary now. And finally, we've got positive 72 divided by -3. Positive divided by negative. Well, positive divided by negative, positive, negative, different signs. So the answer is going to be negative. So how many times does 72 go into, or is divided by -3? That's kind of a bigger number. Don't really look at those very often, do you? Well, let's review some of those division skills. How many times does 3 go into 7? 2 times. And how many times does 3 go into 12? 4 times. So is the answer 24? No. We already said the answer is a -24. And that's how you multiply and divide integers.